Hi guys, and welcome to another cool YouTube video. So, continuing our JavaScript tutorial for beginners series. In this video, we will discuss about the loops in JavaScript. So, the first loop we are going to discuss in this tutorial is the while loop. So, what are while loops and how you can use while loops? So, 2 to 3 examples we can discuss in this tutorial. So, let's start. We will talk about some loops in JavaScript. So first understand this concept. So let's say if I told you to print me number 1, so what are you gonna do? You say console.log of 1, and by this method you can print me one time. What about when I ask from you to print this number 4 times? So you can copy paste like this, and this is how you can print the same number 4 times. What about when I ask you to print this number more than 10 times? So you're gonna copy paste each and every time. And what about when I ask from you to print this number me 1000 times? So can you copy paste like this 1000 times? The answer is absolutely not. So in these cases we will using our loops. So in JavaScript we have while and for loops, or any other programming language we have for and while loops. In this tutorial we will talk about loops, while loops. So we have a condition, and if the condition is false, then we will say process, and we're gonna put a condition and then using radius when saying result. And that is in the while loop we're gonna say a condition, and then we have a body, and we're gonna run loop our more and more times. So what is the meaning of the while loop? When we have to repeat our process same for more than 10 time, more than one time, then we're gonna use some loops in which each and every step is almost similar, but there is only change of one step. So I'm explaining you. So the topic is loops. Okay, so for while loops we're gonna use while keyword. So while, and then we put a condition, and then we're gonna use in here our output and whatever this. And for stopping a loop we gonna use increment or a decrement operator. Okay, so here's an example. So we say while I is less than 10, and then in the main body on this curly braces we're gonna use text plus like this. So let's start coding on our while loop. So for this we're gonna say let not using let. Okay, so we're gonna use I is equal to 0, and then we're gonna use while using while keyword, and then in this parenthesis putting a condition. So say while I is less than 10, and okay, and opening this curly braces, and then say console.log, and we want to print 1. How many times? 10 times. So only doing this step. And for stopping our loop we're gonna use a condition, and in which I'm gonna say increment operator I plus equal to 1, saving with control s, going to our command promote, and doing cd documents like this formality, cd document directory, name of your HTML file, index.html. and when we do, and as you can see this will gives me this 10 times print 1. Okay, so we're gonna tell you about using node. So as you can see we got this one how many times? 10 times. So this is how you can use loops. We can use in this way also when for running our command 100 times. So using this, so as you can see we got 100 times 100 times this one. You can use just like this way. Okay, so this is how these things works. Talking about the second example, what about if I ask you to print the numbers starting from 1 to 100? So you're gonna say console.log 1, then you say console.log to like this way. So can you copy paste this code like this again for the no? So we're gonna use again the while loop. So we have a condition in which with I is equal to 0, and when we say while I is less than 101, so we're gonna use this for first 100 for 100 numbers. For 100 numbers that's starting from 1 and end up to 100. So we're gonna say this and now tab, and then we say what we need is this I. So we're gonna say console.log of I, and now putting a condition, it means we say I plus equal to 1, and like this way. Control S for saving and running our file. So as you can see, we got our output, and that is from 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 like this way. Only by using this loop method we get until up to this 100. So how this is actually working in this, we're gonna use this increment operator in this. Talking about our next example, what about when I told you to, when I asked from you to print a string pattern or a pattern in which it's something like this, when this one 2 times, then this like this way, like this way. What about this? So let's start our coding. So we're gonna say I is equal to 0, and then we're gonna say while, and then saying again while I is less than 10 for first 10. So we're gonna say console.log, and what about this string? So this is a string, and using dot repeat in our string method, dot repeat I this way. Control S for saving, and not main.js. Okay, so okay, just a minute. So we're gonna say this, but we don't, what if we don't use any condition for stopping our loop like this way? So each time it will generate from this. So in this way it talks like I is equal to 0. So it says 0 is less than 10, then it goes from 0 plus 1 equal 1, so 1, then 2, like this way. So we can use this, and now saving, and again going to our command promote, doing the formality of cd documents. So we're gonna say cd documents directory. Why I'm using this way? Because this will feel me more comfortable in our HTML. So okay, and okay, so we got this our pattern of so we got this pattern 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 in this way. So this is how you can use the, this is how you can work with the star patterns. Let's talk about our next and the final question. So what about when we have a question in which a user can enter a number like 1 2 3 4, and we got a sum of this, and 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, and that is 15 or 10. And what about if any number like 908, then we got 17. How you can make this good question for you beginners? So we're gonna say prompt, and then say enter a number like this way, and then we're gonna say I is equal to 0, and then we're gonna say while, and then saying I is less than the x dot length, and we know x dot length is the value of this string, and anything you enter either a number or a string, that is a string by this method, so we know this. So while I is less than the x dot length, so we're gonna say x equal parse int of this x, and we need to find the sum. So we first declare sum is equal to 0, and then we use sum plus equal to x index position I, or we're gonna say x equal parse int of x. Before saying this to parse int of x, we're gonna say if the user enter a number, so that is now x is my string, and we're gonna say a variable. So we're gonna create a variable a that takes the x index position I, and now converting this to parse int. So a is equal to parse int of this a, and now we're gonna use sum plus equal a by this way, and at the final we need to alert this, so alert and giving me this sum, or we can use sum of number enter by you is plus and then this sum. So this is a fantastic exercise question for beginners. So go and open cmd, doing cd documents directory, running html file, so index.html like way, so enter a number of your choice. Now what will be the number? Say 3. Okay, so 3 4 2 1 3 4 7 2 9 and 10. So we got in output 10, and let me show you this why it takes time. Okay, it takes time because we don't put here any condition. So we're gonna say I plus equal 1. So we need to put each and every time this I plus equal 1 just for updating our loop each and every time. If we don't do this, then this will not stop. So we're gonna say a number, so 564, and when enter, so we got a sum of number enter by you is 15. Okay, that is perfect. Okay, now entering a number, so we're gonna say 3 4 6, so 6 4 10 and 3 13, so we got 13. So this is how you can use this method to create. Okay, so in the next part of the video we will talk about the for loops in JavaScript. Okay, so this is the first part in which we talk about the while loops. In the second part we will talk about the for loop. So guys, this is all about how you can use while loops in JavaScript. In the next part of the video, in the next tutorial, we will discuss about how you can use the for loops in JavaScript. So thanks for watching this tutorial. You can subscribe my channel for Python, JavaScript and machine learning videos. Okay, or you can join my JavaScript tutorial for beginners playlist till now. Otherwise, thanks for watching this tutorial.